Sarah was in labor for about 3 days. Me and my mom stayed with her the whole time. My mom was the midwife back then. When that baby was born, he was 14 pounds. His skin was about the color of your son there. He had dark brown hair all over his body from head to toe. Sarah didn't know what she's going to do. So they decided they was going to try to pass this kid off as Ted's. Over the years, they'd keep its hair shaved off and try to keep it in his house as much as possible away from everybody. And that little boy was about 5, 6 years old. And animals started coming up missing in the neighborhood. They'd find him dead, mutilated. When Sarah and Ted heard this, they knew they had to do something. They couldn't let him outside anymore. So Ted asked my husband Melvin here if he'd help him build a tunnel down under the house and make a room for him. So Melvin agreed. So Melvin and Ted, they dug and they hid all the excess dirt in the basement, packed it up as far as they could till they had enough room for him. Made it look like a jail cell in there, the bars and everything. They started keeping the boy down there in the basement, made sure it was all soundproof so nobody could hear him. And Sarah, her family had a little bit of money, a little bit of clout in town. They knew somebody that could get her a death certificate for the boy. Try to say he died from chickenpox. So they got a grave over there in the cemetery there, and the headstone with his name on it. And all these years they kept him down there in the basement, down in that tunnel. When Sarah and Ted met you last year at Jerry's cookout, I don't know if you remember that or not, which I do. I remember the cookout. Well, it turns out Jerry was Sarah's nephew, and he was recruiting somebody to take their place to take care of their son, Sarah's son. And I guess we turned out to be the lucky couple, huh? I'm not sure if you remember who Jerry is or not, but he was our boss at the turkey factory there. You remember, he used to take us everywhere. Silver Dollar City and swimming, camping. Regular old friend at the beginning. Anyway, to get back to the story. Things got worse for us after I confronted Jack about what the old couple told us on the bus. He wouldn't do anything for us. He wouldn't buy no food for the kids. He wouldn't buy no formula for Jody. No diapers. I was in a predicament. I didn't know what to do. First thing I did was call her friend Willie, that used to work with us down at the turkey factory. And he came over for a visit, and I asked him if he could, loan me some money until I can get on my feet to get some milk and diapers for the baby, some food for Jeff. Said, I don't know what's wrong with Jack, but he just won't help me. So Willie, being the good guy that he was, gave me $40, took me to the store, get what I needed, took us out to eat, brought us back home. So that night, I called my mom. Mom, can you ask Dad if he could loan me the money to come home? Told her what was going on and everything. And she says, well, let me talk it over with your dad, and I'll call you back. So next day, she called back, and she says, well, Dad said he'll loan you the money to come home on, but you better be sure that's what you want to do. I says, Mom, it's not what I want to do, it's what I got to do. So she went down and she had money wired out to us. We'd be there about the next day. So that evening when Jack came home, I told him, I said, I called home. Dad's going to wire me the money to bring the kids back. I says, I don't know what else to do, Jack. You act like you don't want us here. What else do you want us to do? He just looked at me and he says, well, you do what you got to do, I guess. And walked away. Okay. Next morning, I heard him out in the kitchen. The baby still asleep, so I walked down to the kitchen. And as soon as I walked in the kitchen, Jack and his brother Jim got up, started to head toward the back doors. And I'm like, Jack, you know we're leaving today. You want to spend any time with these kids? Now's the time to do it. He looked at me, real mean look on his face, and I already talked to the boy. I ain't got nothing to say to you. On out the door he went. Broke my heart. I didn't know what to do. So I told Jeff, go ahead and finish your breakfast. I'm going to go see if your sister's up yet. I got halfway down the hallway and I just fell to my knees and started crying. Next thing I knew, Jeff had his arms around my neck. He said, don't cry, Mama. I'm the man of the house now. I'll take care of you. And that just broke my heart more. I said, we'll be okay, Jeff. Just go finish your breakfast. And you go in and you pick out whatever toys you want to take home with you. I'm going to go see if your sister's up yet. So that's what he did. He went and finished his breakfast. I went in and got Jody up. Got her fed. Finished packing up her suitcases. I only had the two. I had a little gym bag. And I gave to Jeff. Jim put his little cars and his little action figures in that he wanted to take with him. And I called Willie and I said, Willie, I'm ready for that ride to the bus station now. And he said he'd be over to get us. So he came, got us, stopped at the Western Union, picked up the money, went over to the bus station, got her tickets, signed her suitcases in. Well, the two suitcases, the gym bag they wouldn't take, we had to carry it on the bus with us. That and the diaper bag. Yeah, I had my hands full. And we still had an hour or so to wait, so Willie, being the nice guy that he was, he took us out, got us something to eat. And we'd come back to the bus station and waited with us for the time for to get on the bus. We was getting ready to load up, standing there in line with our tickets in our hand, and Willie pulls out an envelope, folded envelope out of his back pocket, sticks it down the side pocket of the diaper bag. Yeah, he says, I'm not good at goodbyes, but I got it all written down here. You can read it later when you have a minute. Okay. Gave him a hug. He kissed me on the cheek. And the bus we got. Back to Uniontown we were. And that's the story. I hope that answered your question, Jeff. What's down there under them red doors? Which I think you already knew before you asked. And if you noticed, I left all the personal details out. But I have it all written down here. If you want to read it, you're more than welcome to read it. It's ancient history, but it's fact. It's what happened. And I hope everybody enjoys the story. Bye.